security footage, it shows these teenagers on scooters come up to this street corner with the pride crosswalks, and they take a pride flag and they start cutting it up. Now, 4 of these teenagers have been arrested. There's still 2 that are at large, and they're considering charging them with legitimate hate crimes, which are felonies, and they would stay on their record forever. I'm a little bit confused by this, and I'm hoping that maybe somebody can help me understand. So what I'm confused about is that burning the American flag, spitting on the American flag, chanting about burning America to the ground is all covered under free speech, but cutting up a pride flag isn't?
On June 14th, 1777, not even a year after signing the Declaration of Independence, the flag resolution was passed in the U.S. It said that, quote,
"The flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation."
Since that first design with 13 stars, the American flag has been updated 26 different times. The 13 alternating stripes have always stayed the same, but the size, shape, design, arrangement, and number of stars has slowly changed as more and more areas gained official statehood. Today, the flag looks the same as it has since 1960, the last time the flag was changed to add the 49th and 50th stars after Alaska and Hawaii became states. 7 red and 6 white. Those stripes are meant to symbolize the original 13 colonies. The stars, of course, represent the 50 states that make up the country. Then the color choices themselves are meant to be symbolic. Red is meant to stand for hardiness and valor, white for purity and innocence, and blue for vigilance, perseverance, and justice.
Because there's a thing called a pedophilia pride flag. Now, this flag doesn't come as a surprise to me at all because I halfway expected pedophilia to be legalized many years ago because Democrats would stoop so low to be inclusive to everybody. So this right here is the pedo flag. The technical term of this flag is MAP, which stands for Minor Attracted Persons. Now, the fact that this flag even exists is disgusting in itself, but once I actually look at this flag and look at the colors, it disgusts me even more. So here's a breakdown of what mean on the flag. The top 2 stripes are blue to represent attraction to young boys. The bottom 2 stripes are pink to represent attraction to young girls. The inner yellow stripes are to represent childhood and general attraction to minors regardless of their gender. And the middle stripe is white to represent innocence and unwillingness to offend. How disgusting.
Blue is boys and yellow and white is innocence.
Innocence?
Happy Alice Day to those who celebrate. Alice Day is actually annual pedophilia pride day.
It's called SOGI, for sexual orientation and gender identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual lifestyle.
Some kids are reacting very emotionally and saying, and they're in fear. Will I suddenly struggle with feeling like a different gender inside of my body?
Calls the curriculum nothing short of child abuse.
All those beautiful qualities that make young girls, beautiful girls and women, are being basically vilified. The things that make our boys boys are being, taken from them. So things of equating young men to being strong protectors is something that's now evil.
I just thought, who decided that this was okay to teach our children?
Our culture from a heteronormative society into one where anything goes, no boundaries, no values, no morals. It's a hedonistic cult, basically what they're implying.
Another blaring example, drag queen story time. Some dress like torn demons to read to young children.
And it's a social deconstructionist agenda. They're using children, little 5-year-olds, to accomplish this.
When asked about parents' rights, Auger says,
well, actually, in Canada, parents' rights are limited and children's rights are put ahead. So the child has the right to be protected from the parents when the parents behave badly.
Canada is known as one of the most gay-friendly countries in the world, with many of their largest cities
featuring their own gay villages. Most gays, like village resident Dave Davy DiCarlo, support Soji and limiting parental rights.
The change that we have to see.
Literary leader is a larger-than-life drag queen.
Everybody wave to each other, make a friend next to you, okay?
We have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. We'll convert your children.
Are we done yet? We'll say and admit that there are certain venues and certain shows that are distinctly adult. They are, and I'm not going to sit here and deny it. There are certain shows and certain venues where it is an adult theme.
People have been mystified and bought into this idea that it's somehow an expression of tolerance and exploration. And
what's your name?
Kristen.
Kristen? Nice to meet you. I'm Isabella. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Are you nervous?
Yes.
How come? Do I look scary? Do you know what I am? No? I'm a drag queen. Have you ever heard of a drag queen before? No?
What is a drag queen?
A drag queen is someone who expresses themselves creatively through performance. Dress up in wild costumes, big wigs, crazy makeup, and then get on stage and perform and entertain people.
And I know why you're speaking like that.
Like what?
Like, you look like you would speak in a different way,
Yeah?
but now you're speaking different. So now I know we're a boy.
I'm a boy?
Yeah.
You're right. I'm a boy. I'm a boy.
Wait,
I
what?
thought I was a girl? No, I'm a boy. How do you feel about that?
A little bit weirded out. What's coming out of the closet means?
Coming out of the closet means when you tell everybody that you're gay. It's something that gay people have to do.
Do you have to be gay to do drag?
No, anybody can do drag. Drag is for anybody and everybody who wants to put on a fun costume and get up on stage and entertain people. Everybody should try drag at least once. It's really fun.
Even kids?
Yeah.
Dogs do drag?
Do dogs do drag? I mean, they can. You can dress a dog up in a dress and take them on stage with you.
Your eyelashes are a bit too long.
They're real, by the way. My parents were cousins. No, I'm kidding. They're fake. They're fake. They're fake.
Okay, good.
Normal?
No.
No.
You are normal a bit.
I'm normal a bit? I feel so hurt. Is that the laugh you're going to use all day? We're going to move on to something. Do you like what I'm wearing today?
Bit too much. Why do you have makeup and lipstick and glitter on?
Because I think it looks pretty. You don't think it looks pretty?
Do you have a girlfriend?
I think it might be a boyfriend.
Boyfriend?
Yeah. What do you think about men who wear makeup?
You can't put it into boys.
Who said?
The penguin over there.
The penguin? The penguin believes in binary gender roles? I love it.
Did you go to school like that?
Yeah.
Friendly version of their shows and appropriate for kids of all ages. Children were invited to walk down the walkway and dance on stage with performers.
I think it's disgusting. And I think people like Kevin Bacon, they're not looking at what the real problem was. They're avoiding discussing the real problem. And the problem is we don't want children involved. I, as a gay man, I want to go into a gay club, have a mimosa or a drink or brunch and see a show and not hear kids crying. As a drag performer, I want to walk in and be comfortable and in my adult space and not have to worry about if I'm going to indoctrinate or offend children or anybody. And this is why kids do not belong in drag. This is an adult venue. It's an adult entertainment, and I don't understand why anybody pretends it's not.
Can drag queens dance in front of children in an educational way, a respectful way, in a non-sexual way? Because that's what some people are claiming is happening, and then you see the video and it doesn't look anything like that.
No, because drag queens get their training in adult entertainment venues.
Why do you think Kevin Bacon's into this whole drag queen for kids deal?
Personally, I think it's because Kevin Bacon lost all of his fortune, and now he has his fishing pole in the pond of the LGBTQ community, like so many other people who exploit us for profit.
This so-called ROGD boy actually fits easily into older classifications, either homosexual or autogynephilic. They were aroused by and kind of infatuated with becoming women. Auto, self, gyne, woman, phil, love. The love of oneself as a woman. Two main types of males who were seeking out transition. HSTS, or homosexual transsexuals, and autogynephiles, or AGPs for short. Observed that HSTS were highly feminine gay males who didn't necessarily have sex dysphoria, meaning they didn't necessarily hate their male physical characteristics. These guys often sought out transition in order to avoid homophobic bullying, to secure a male companion, manage internalized homophobia, and or lead more normal lives. Now, AGPs, on the other hand, were actually unremarkable in terms of their gender conformity. They seemed like pretty regular guys, but in addition to being attracted to women, asexual or bisexual in some cases, they also experienced arousal and erotic feelings when cross-dressing and could fall in love or lust at the idea of becoming women. They'd often seek to transition only later in life, sometimes even after decades of living successfully as a man, and even after having been married with children. Now, the sexual orientation of the AGP included another very interesting element. They often engaged in what has been termed pseudo-bisexuality. AGPs often engage in sexual fantasies and relationships with straight men, which allows them to feel more feminine by contrast, more like real women. AGP is often accompanied by fantasies of being penetrated, sometimes emasculated, sissified, or denigrated as women in sexual encounters. Now, for some AGPs, this kind of erotic fantasy is inextricably linked with their fantasy of womanhood, while others are attracted to feminized males and trans women themselves. Now, obviously, many biological women may find this entire business to be horribly sexist, and maybe even viscerally disgusting. We can understand why many women believe the nature of these fantasies is just further proof that AGPs are indeed undeniably men. Some feminists conclude that autogynephilic conceptions of woman as a sex object conclusively proves that they are nothing like women and they're certainly not feminine. Now, on top of this, some male-to-female trans activists have aggressively demanded access to women's-only spaces and insisted on being called women despite sometimes having a clearly male appearance. This seemingly oblivious and bizarre behavior, in my view, reflects the most egregious forms of narcissism, perhaps cluster B personality traits, aggressiveness, and just otherwise unacceptable antisocial behavior.
Hey. I care.
I'm transgender, okay?
You're a man, dude.
I'm a trans woman.
You're not a trans woman. You're born a man. I do. What if my daughter was in there and you walk in there?
It don't matter.
It matters to me.
I am a female.
You are a man.
I legally identify as female.
You're a man.
I defend my right to
my daughter goes into those bathrooms and no man needs to be in there. You understand me?
I'm a man.
You are a man. You are created as a man. You are a man. Start acting like a man. Act like a man.
Come on, do something.
Act like a man. You're a man. Well, act like one. Why are you acting this way? I'm a man. So are you.
No, I'm not.
Let me go in there. Huh? Let me make sure nobody in here. Hello? See? There go a man. There goes a man. There's a man. You know this is the women's bathroom, right? Sorry. That's the women's bathroom.
Just referred to as Sir.
It is
before I even spoke at this restaurant. So
it looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay. The Sweetwater starts at okay. Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir.
Misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants. Last night, I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?" My girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, "Actually, that's ma'am." And she looks at my girlfriend and didn't really understand what had happened and said, "No, I'm talking to him," pointing. And we decided to leave because it was just a bad vibe after that. And just a few minutes ago, I was at another restaurant for lunch, and they showed me my seat and said, "Here you go, sir." And I said, "I am not a sir." And then I left because I wasn't comfortable anymore. And I went to a new restaurant and I asked, before I sit down, where's the bathroom, please? And they said, "Oh, it's right this way, sir."
I was misgendered in my local FedEx. The woman behind the counter asked her coworker, "Did you help that guy yet?" And after further observation, she goes, "Or lady." See, immediately, my thoughts were, cancel this woman because she called me what I look like. Just kidding. That's what y'all would do. I, on the other hand, am aware that I look like a guy. Look at me. Am I a guy? Nope, just a dyke. But this is your message. If you look like a guy, they're gonna call you a guy. If you look like a chick, they're gonna call you a chick, regardless of what you identify as. Okay? And stop taking it so personally. In fact, you'd be a little happier if you could laugh sometimes.
Oh no, it's alright, thanks. He's helping me. Okay. Oh yeah, he's just gone to go and get me. They. I can't remember who served us. I think it was him.
What is so hard about correcting other people when they misgender others?
I just don't care.
It takes you like 2 seconds.
What a waste of time.
But you know what it takes for me to have to constantly do that?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
A lot of unnecessary emotional labor that I already have to take on a daily basis just to exist and be who I am. But you don't have the energy to speak up and say something on my behalf?
Oh, I don't think I have the strength.
And I just have to keep white-knuckling this?
Unfortunately, yes.
You do not know me.
You're being transphobic, Karen. Now get out.
Call me transphobic.
You are transphobic. Now get out.
I want a refund.
You're not having one, dude.
Actually, you bastard.